Hi guys, I hope you're having a good start to your week. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the CRAB test, which is an acronym for evaluating sources. Hopefully you guys have seen that in the reading, but I wanted to review it here just to make sure. So the first part of that acronym is C for currency. And you guys will have seen on my sample discussion post. For currency, we're really looking at when your source was published. You're going to want to think about whether the publication date of your source impacts the way you view your source and the way you use your source. So does your research need current work? Is it okay to have older work? How might having an older piece really impact the way you understand your source or the way your source understands your topic? The next part of that is going to be this R for reliability or relevance. So the reliability is really going to look at things like how your source supports the ideas in it, and the same way that you need to think about as a researcher how you're supporting your ideas, or as a writer. You want to think as a researcher about how other people have supported their ideas. Is anecdotal information enough? Have they looked at other sources? Are they showing how they've entered the conversation? Are their sources good? Are they things you want to trust? So that's going to be your R. A is going to look at authority. Some people also include audience in that A. There are some versions of this test where you have a double A to cover that. And really here we're looking a lot at who wrote the piece, and in some cases at who's reading the piece, who's intended to be reading the piece. So this is really important to understand who the people are you're talking to. Doing research is kind of like walking on the internet, is kind of like walking into a bar at CU and saying, who can tell me about chemistry? You might be lucky enough to get someone who's a world famous chemist. You might end up with the dude who slept through half a chemistry class and thinks they know everything. So know who your authority is, know why they're an authority and why they're an authority on that topic, and whether that authority gives them something to say that will be useful to you. All right. Finally, I want to look at purpose. So purpose is really going to be why the text was written and what it's trying to achieve. The reason it's important to really think about purpose is if you think about as a writer the difference between picking up the computer or a pen or whatever to write an opinion piece on a topic and approaching that same topic for a research report, you're going to use different kinds of information, you're going to emphasize different things. And so as a researcher, part of what you want to look at is what is there and what is not there. Do you need to fill different deficiencies with different kinds of sources? Do you need to be aware about your source, that you're using the information in the way it was meant to be used? Okay, so that's the real quick intro, and if you haven't had the chance to go look at my sample post on the discussion yet, go take a look at that. Feel free to email me if you have questions or ask in the forums, and I look forward to seeing you on the discussion boards.